with motivation, it's a couple things, right? So we have kind of the psychological kind of mindset aspect. I think that's really important. So I think number one, you have to enjoy what you're doing, or you have to at least kind of know where your talents and your skill sets are at. So you can work on doing things that one, you enjoy, and two, you're actually good at, so you can perform at a higher level, right? I think it's a combination of those two things. And I think also there's some people that, what if you're not good at things, right? And so I think early on, if you're younger and listening to this as you grow up, you really want to look at developing talent stacks and skill sets. And you really want to look at the marketplace and say, where where is there gaps in the marketplace in regards to skills, whether it's on the health side or on the tech side or on engineering. You really want to look at kind of where you can kind of plug yourself into the marketplace and where there are opportunity. And then I think it's also good to evaluate kind of your natural talents and your skill sets. You can kind of look at, what people have always told you you're good at. There's different tests out there, whether it's a Myers-Briggs personality test, or there's, I think, another test out there called a DISC, DISC test. There's different tests out there that kind of help you understand kind of where your natural talents are at. And then also just really observing and being aware of what you really enjoy doing. Usually things that you enjoy doing tend to be better at it because you don't mind working harder at it. I think those are important. So then when you start doing things, you really enjoy it. Now, on the physiological side, chronic stress will either acutely raise cortisol, and over time that cortisol can become lower, which can affect energy and mood and cause your body to break down faster. And of course, that same level of adrenal stress can also lower dopamine, lower adrenaline, which can then affect focus and motivation at a biochemical, neurological level too. So I think it's good to look at both of those, and we can test the adrenal glands and know what's happening at the adrenal level. We can also look at the neurotransmitters via organic acid testing and look at various metabolites for homovanillate, which is a metabolite for dopamine, and then vanilmanolate, which is a metabolite for adrenaline. So we can get a window into both of those metabolites and see how the brain is functioning on the inside.
Yeah, that's a great point. People that are just doing stuff they don't enjoy. I mean, how are you going to be motivated for life if you wake up and you don't enjoy it? I mean, I've talked to the guy who picks up our garbage and he loves it. He loves his job. He loves driving around a big truck all day and he makes great money doing it and he's happy. So some people would look at that and say, "Oh, this garbage man, what a terrible life." And some people they enjoy it. So I do think ultimately, as they say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I still love what I do, but I feel like it's still work. I mean, I enjoy it, but when I'm away from it for too long on vacation, I don't enjoy it as much. I'd rather be working. I really do. I love helping people. I'm really addicted to the hustle and grind of helping people feel better. There's so many people suffering. So for you and I think we're in a good spot on loving what we do. But then on the brain chemistry side, I would say that I certainly struggled when I had gut issues. I certainly struggled with low energy and partly low motivation and low focus. And for a period of time, I had trouble even reading certain books. Like my brain, I just couldn't process it. I had to reread certain phrases, or if someone said a phone number to me, I couldn't remember just a simple 7-digit phone number. So I definitely had some brain fog associated with gut issues. And on paper, my endorphins and my dopamine was a bit low. So I think looking into these mechanisms, I would say candida is something we should mention too, because we know that candida produces acetaldehyde, which is kind of similar to an alcohol molecule. And so some people are a little bit drunk on their own candida overgrowth. So if you're somebody that
Correct.
has a lot of sugar cravings, or if you have a white coated tongue, or if you've tested positive for candida on urine organic acids or stool testing, we've got to fix that candida because that's directly going to impact your mood, your motivation, and your focus.
100%.